My name's Clym Evernden. I'm an artist based in London. This year I designed the Liberty London Beauty Advent Calendar. My process really started, obviously I knew about Liberty. I've been a customer of Liberty London for years, so there's so much inspiration with Liberty London. I think it's one of those places where every time you come you notice something different. I tried to get as much of that kind of thing into my artwork, as creative and magical as possible, so it's something people can really enjoy. So the inspiration really started with the building. This is the first time in 10 years that the artwork has been revised or redone by me this time, which is very exciting. So I sort of started off by looking at the building and really thinking of it like a stage set, where it's almost like you're entering into a kind of magical space that's not really real in some ways. So yeah, the main facade of the calendar was really just using the recognizable elements of the building and making it a little bit more kind of make-believe, sort of creatures and characters that maybe you aren't going to see on a visit here, but it just kind of creates kind of intrigue and discovery when you're looking at the artwork. The little details that I got into the artwork that I was really excited to get in, which no one would really know apart from Jack's owner, is that I put in my friend's border collie dog called Jack into the artwork. He's actually center stage in the middle, and I really actually painstakingly made sure that I got his kind of white blaze just the right shape, so I know it's Jack. The other elements I was really inspired by in the building were all the sort of wooden carved details that you get on the banisters. There are quite a few things like wooden squirrels kind of carved on banisters, and owls in particular I was inspired by. So it's really important to me to get these kind of characters in that have a resonance and a sort of, have come from Liberty London itself and are not just completely pulled from thin air. I was also really inspired by the print that I selected from the archive, the Liberty London archive. So the process I use when I start a project like this is really just kind of fleshing out ideas that are in my head and obviously getting them onto paper. I sometimes use pencil to start off with. It's just a really quick way of sort of getting down little sketches and ideas, details that may or may not be used in the final product. And I can just let my imagination sort of run wild. Like I'm looking at this preparatory page here and there are lots of ideas that didn't make it into the final artwork. I can see it almost like a sort of unicorn character that I don't think featured. Yeah, just lots and lots of sketching. I start then drawing in more like a sort of ink pen just to define areas I'm working on. And then I also start thinking about colour. So it's important obviously with Liberty London to get the iconic signature purple in. I always like saving when I start painting the final artwork, I kind of like saving the blotting paper where I'm just constantly trying out the colour. This was really useful. This is, was a blank model of the Advent calendar, which I could obviously just sort of draw on by hand, but it's quite a nice thing to keep. This kind of thing for me, who doesn't really have a very mathematical brain, is just so useful because I can actually, imagine how the artwork will sit on certain facets, like the roof and stuff like that. But on the whole, this is pretty much like the final artwork. It's already heading in the right direction. Have a look at the sides of the Advent calendar as well. I really like the idea of having a look at the staircase which kind of runs through the centre of Liberty London, this wooden staircase. The back of the calendar was really almost like a dream vision of Liberty London, so I created this sort of snowscape almost, using the bridge, the iconic bridge to the side of Liberty London, and having that sort of centre stage, almost like a mini version of the building. With the back of the calendar, you almost enter into this other world. So this is the final calendar, which just looks incredible. I'm so happy with how it's turned out. And the printing, the production is fantastic. It really looks like my actual artwork. It looks like I've sort of hand-painted the box, basically, which is exactly the effect, obviously, I want when I create artwork that's being produced. It's incredible to see every single facet, every side. The back I particularly love. Not to forget the interior, which I think works so well. The pattern archive Liberty print. There's so much to notice in the details of the final product. So to see the final thing in Liberty London windows, have it be something that's going to give some people so much joy. It's kind of everything I want from my career, really. I'm so proud of it.